Our journey through South Australia continues with a drive around the two gulfs of St Vincent and Spencer Gulf, through Moonta, Port Pirie, around to Whyalla and Point Lowly and on to Iron Knob before we head out across Eyre Peninsula. Welcome, faithful viewer, as we head off across York Peninsula to Moonta and Moonta Bay. A few days before we arrived on site here, there was quite a blow and some damage was done to the foreshore, as was to the jetties around Adelaide and the Gulf. A few people lost their walkways to the beach. This block of land here used to be owned by my grandmother, the Williams family, and as a child I spent many Christmases up here. A lot of memories. Here are a few shots around Moonta Mines, always a favourite place to visit. These workings began around 1865 and continued on into the early 1900s, mining mostly copper. We took a short drive up the coast to Wallaroo, and like Moonta Bay and others, there was some significant damage to the local jetty and foreshore. Then it was on up the coast through Port Pirie, where we made a short stop, and on around to Point Lowly, which was a beautiful little free camp, lighthouse and lovely beach from which we caught quite a few squid and cuttlefish. It was cuttlefish spawning season, so they had to be returned, but we did get quite a few squid, and basically we had calamari several times. Adjacent to Point Lowly is the Port Bonython hydrocarbon processing plant of Santos, named after Santos' founding chairman, Mr. John Bonython AO, and opened in 1982. LPG production commenced in 1984, and with it the first export to Japan. A further half-hour drive from there sees us in Whyalla, which is a beautiful spot. We enjoyed our little stay here. The big deal at Whyalla at the moment is the imminent closure of the steelworks, which would have a significant impact on the town. It's currently in receivership and there are 3 companies vying for its potential purchase. These are the old shipyards, long since disused.
When that oven gets pushed through, it's absolutely red hot coke that comes through, and they have to straight down into the bridging tower. Well, we've got they'll make a little bit that they'll make it. They'll make the universal beams, I think. They look like a million universal beams on the turn, doesn't it? That's what it takes.
The Corvette-class ship Whyalla was the first one built at the Whyalla shipyards, and at the end of its days it finally found its way up here to the visitor centre. Here you can see the open pit of Iron Knob, which BHP first began mining in 1899, and they mined it almost for 100 years to 1998. Here you can see Buckingham Shack, which they've set up for when the Queen next visits.